1 2 1 2 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 2. Making sure the microphone works for you. Does it work for me? Is your name Stu? All right. Maybe if I go to the right window. Still says offline. Oh, there we go. Got some green lights. Need to do a refresh. And I guess it's online. Did I accidentally cover up? No, I did not. I thought it was over there. Alright, that's fine. Oh no, not that screen. Not that screen. There we go. Oh, snap. Alright, anyway. Sending data. No, give me my green dot. Give me a green light so I can play go. Hit the go button, that's what I know. That's a rhyme that's super weak. You don't need to give me rhyming critique. And that's just a fact. Again, trying to thing that's not a touchscreen. Right. You fool. I've never seen two pretty best friends. One of them's gotta be ugly. No. No, it happens. Sometimes people are just a group of beautiful people. Hey, Space Goonie. What it do? What it do? I'm definitely forgetting something like I'm always forgetting something. But as per usual, always different settings. Always different settings. Oh, Pat, you're gonna love today's setting story. Oh, I got a whole new camera, and I'm taking it out a whole new doorway, Joker style. Oh man. All right. Where's my pen? Got my pen. All right. Seriously, everybody. Seriously, I think I haven't forgotten anything major. Oh snaps. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Which button shall I start with today? Let's try this one. I'm here on location. I'm ready to live stream all of the truth and all of the facts. The guy on the motorbike, did he just flip me off? I think that guy just flipped me off. Anyway, I've looked at the top. I've looked at the bottom. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about, Batman? And this is not the camera I meant to go to. This is the serious camera. We're not super serious yet. Because, hey, Batman, you're talking crazy talk. You're talking crazy talk. Trying to remember where my buttons are. Anyway, the bottom of what? And the top of what? What are you talking about, Mr. Batman? The corruption and everything. I've seen it all. It's on Twitter. It's on the news. It's in the Instagram. And it's on Alfred's to-do list of things that I should take care of. And I said, Alfred, anything for you, buddy. Anything for you. I will solve all of the crimes. Cool. Awesome. Ripley, do you wanna start the intro and let's ignore Batman and his nonsense because it's just nonsense. I don't know. I'm gonna say that I'm enjoying Batman today, and I say let's let him go. Let's let Batman fly. I mean, I know that's not his deal, but I mean, sometimes he gets on a plane and goes to another country, steals a human being, brings them to another country, breaks all the laws. He just breaks all the laws, and I think that's what I like about him. Honestly, let's just let him get a little more nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I do want to get nuts. Hey, let's get nuts, but in a totally non-illegal way. You break all the laws. You're like the most illegal guy in the world. In the world. Ripley. Meow. 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 That's right, sweetest angel. Do the thing with the thing. Oh, first, Space Goonie subscribed. So, we'll do a Space Goonie subscribe song right after the intro. Will the music play? I don't know anymore. But the subscribe sound played, so that's fantastic. Oh, so many words, yet nothing is said. Lightning bolts. Oh, recorded live in front of you guys. There goes the Space Goonie Shark. Oh, I gotta adjust the audio on that so the clapping something. I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'm sure Pat has 1,000 ways. Um, oops, no audio. Oh no, Pat can hear it though. Oh, just not in the intro. Intro audio was missing. My wicked musics. What are some exercises that don't give you yucky musculars? I don't know. I don't know enough of the other exercises that give you, sexy musculars. Musculars. Oh, snaps. Yeah, you're super good at saying the words. You should do a live stream every week where you just say words all the time. And then that's a great idea because you're so good at saying words and you never say the wrong at all. Anyway, what were we doing over here? Gotta scroll. Gotta reach to the mouse and scroll. You fool. Says, damn. Is this recorded? And no, Papru 101 can attest that it's not. And when you're not watching me, you're watching Papru 101 play all kinds of games and teach you about space, kind of. But yeah, I just wanted to have a show, so I set up a whole show. Now, first off, before we talk about all of the craziness in the world, I made 3 notes to make sure I talk about 3 things. Maybe they'll go on forever. Maybe this will go on forever. I don't know. I have a habit of doing that. We'll do a comic strip in a minute. I have an idea that might be a little bit nuts, but as Mr. Wayne always said, let's get nuts. Let's get nuts. So, 1, the audio. I'm thinking I did a quick test before this, and the sync should be dead on. Hey, this camera, what it do? Hey, this camera, what else it do? That's me talking to you. This is one is black and white. Why? Because I wish I could not say because of Ashton Kutcher, but black and white is serious, and this is the serious camera. But mostly because this camera is amazing. Amazing. All right, this camera is amazing over here, and this camera also amazing, but only if I was sitting right in front of it. So in order to do some nice high definition, another thing, so the colors are so different. So different. Pat, mostly talking to you on this one. Don't know why, mostly because you're another streamer nerd. But, yeah, if it is off, it should only be off by a hair. But yeah, so the color on this one was so different that I'm like, I can make it look clean, but the color is so drastic from this one. It was just like, so close. So close. But, tempted to make an adjust. A hair in which direction dost thou think? Like 2 milliseconds up or 2 milliseconds down. But yeah, something about the camera. Something about the camera. You very loudly probably want to buy a new PlayStation if you haven't gotten one already. But knowing you, and if the PS5 is out, which I think it is, isn't it? Maybe pre-orders. You've definitely either ordered it or pre-ordered it, Matt. That is for sure. Or El Huapo. Yeah. The difference between real TV and ads is jarring and upsetting, especially on Spotify. Oh my god. Especially when you're just like, oh, here's some nice quiet music. Let's relax. Let's relax for a handful of seconds over here. This song is pretty good. Hey, notice you were enjoying a song. Can I scream about you? Can I scream about you? Yes, please, Spotify. Scream about me. Can I scream at you about how you could not be bothered by this and we've made this purposely too loud and too painful? Oh, genius. Oh, you're an Xbox guy. Just love the PS controllers. But of course, I'm still on a PS3. I don't really intend on going up to a 5. I'm weird. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The I'm super tempted. It's one of those things. Like my mom actually, I was talking to her on the weekend, and she was like, she's always very worried. Not that I'm not watching TV, but that I can't afford TV. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. Like, I can't handle commercials anymore. Like, I've reached a point in my life 10 years ago where I'm just like, I can't do this. The things the TV decides to show me and the commercials and how it's set up, I'm like, I'm done with this. I only watch the same TV shows over and over again every day anyway, so why don't I just do that? So I had Netflix for a while. Now I'm over on the Amazon because Netflix just doesn't load for me. Just doesn't load. Hey, did you enjoy half that show? Are you still watching? No, you're not. Signed Netflix. Thanks, Netflix. Mm, thanks. Thanks for letting me watch a half a show and paying you monthly to not watch stuff. So Amazon it is, and as much as I'm not supposed to, you're not supposed to be like, yay, Amazon person. I'm not. It's still super annoying, because half the time I'm like, oh, I want, I wanted to watch that show with David Schwimmer and Mr. Swallow from 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I was like, this looks really funny. I'm gonna watch this for once. I'm gonna watch a new show for once. And instead, it was like, hey, so do you wanna add on this other channel to your Amazon? No, no, no. I'm just gonna keep watching Parks and Rec again, and again, and again, and again, until my thoughts are ripe with the word literally constantly. Literally, every thought that I think is, I literally am having this thought, and it's just like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Um, TV is so gouache when you think about it. It's wicked gouache. I know the word is gauche. Um, but uh, but yeah. Um, this is not anything. In my head, just like, this is a dumb story for Pat. So last week, we did a stream and I was using this camera and trying some different things. And it was kind of a mess. It was a little bit of a mess. Um, and, oh, it's the best show in the world. The weirdest thing is like, I'm going to drift away again because Matt's talking about Parks and Rec. Trying not to watch current things because everything's sad and depressing and terrible. So I'll go watch this show that's never sad and depressing and terrible, and then so much of it's just like, this is exactly what's happening right now, except it's in a made-up election thing, and some of it is kind of referencing the real election that was still dumb back then. Just like, oh, every election's dumb. Every election is dumb. Yeah. Yeah. Why, yeah. Yeah. Why, yeah. 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 Why, yeah. Hiya. Um, I do know that ja 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 means yeah. So anyway, still the funner way to watch, what's going on in the world is from 8 years ago and through Amy Poehler's eyes, and it makes it everything's wonderful. But anyway, the boring thing that I did. So, like I said, the camera, the audio was out. I couldn't sync the two different cameras, just not possible because this one was running through HD and then back around in through the capture device instead of USB cameraing. And so these are running at two different speeds, but there's only one microphone boomed up here. Only one microphone. That's going through a mixer back there and then back into the computer. Whole lot of cables. Just an octopus of cables over here. So in order to get it to work, like I said before, last week I spent like most of my weekend reading, watching, trying every possible thing the internet had to offer to make this camera work streamwise. Streamwise. And you did it all wrong. Everything you did was wrong, and then you're like, oh, there's just no way to ever do this, so I should just give up forever. But this, HD thing, it's got the best quality ever, but at the same time, the camera keeps turning off, and you're just not good at this. You're not good at anything with cables or even wirelessness. I mean, how many hours of your life have you tried to connect that little picture taking button to your phone or your iPad or to the computer so you can do your stop motions. And it's just like, are you sure? Are you in the same room with the camera and or the camera pushing button? And then you're just like, I assure you that I am. And then, you know, you do everything you can to not smash it against the wall. And I sit there and I laugh and I laugh and I say, hey, you know, it'll be fun. Smash it against the wall. Just do it. Just smash it against the wall. Meow, 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 meow. I'm gonna go with Ripley. Going with Ripley. You shut up. But yeah, tried everything. So last week we saw the camera kept shutting off. Camera's like, hey, it's been 22 minutes, so click, but not shutting off. Not shutting off, just switching to a different mode that is no longer running through the computer. And I'm just like, ah! And then I gotta get up and all the things, and you know, Ripley's not really here. That's all made up, and none of this stuff is really happening. So finally I tried all the things, and one of them I tried more than 3 times, and then I just finally came back around to it again, where I'm just like, this has to be the way. I've read every time I get down to it, this is the only way. Oh, my juice is way over there. I'm already covered in a little table. So thirsty. But, that Batman voice at the beginning really fills up my sinuses as well. So yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy. I'm gonna grab my water while I talk over. Let's go with Ripley blinking. Hey, sweetest angel. Oh, you're so adorable. Your weird little boobies. And that guy in the background, is he still clicking? Look at him clicking away. What does he do? Just tell me what he does. Oh, the little scamp. Got my juice. Now I can drink it. Move my things. And I won't stink it. Back to me. So, this dumb way to fix it was, you do all the stuff, you set up the software, you turn it on, and you turn it off, because you don't want it on. Alright, cool. That step is definitely a step that stays into this thing. Then what you're going to want to do, close whatever it is you want to stream through, don't have that open. Like, this sounds not promising at all. Then, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start a Google meeting or a Google chat, a G chat, if you will, with the camera. And then when you do that, it'll be like, hey, I see the camera from over here. Do you want to use this camera? And you're like, yes, please. And it's like, all right, cool. Then well, I guess we'll use that camera. And then you can open up your streaming or whatever, wherever you want to use this camera, and it'll, you know, it can't run on 2 things at once. So then once that's opening, or maybe you do it right before, or I can't even remember what it is now, and then you can close your Google meeting, your G-Chat, or your Google Hangout, and then the camera will work on your streaming thing, and it stays on, and it won't shut off. Do you know how I know that, Pat? Sorry. Pat, do you know how I know that? I'll tell you how I know that. Because I sat here not trusting anything, not going to let anything move or change, because that's how stuff stops working. So I'm like, well, I need it to work for at least an hour. It seems to shut off at least, you know, at around 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know what it was. I was half tempted to go back to the stream and just check the time, but I didn't. Instead, I'm just like, hook it all up, set up the stream, and I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to do anything on the computer. I don't want anything exactly. I don't want anything to break this experiment, to you know, sully the results and muddy the waters. I don't know what metaphor I'm looking for in there, but yeah, I sat there. So a half hour passed, and I'm like, all right, cool. I set an alarm like a psychopath. And it's just like, all right, 30 minutes. Alarm goes off. Like, all right, it lasts 30 minutes. Keeps going. Just keep going. Just keep going. And it's like, it's not recording. It's not doing anything. It's just doing what it's doing now. Sitting there, letting it flow through, you know, with the magic of however cameras work. And then, yeah, then I went to almost an hour, I think, and I was just like, all right. It's gonna stay. It's gonna stay on. I think it's gonna work. And I might have left it on for a little bit and ate or did something or sat here and ate a pile of ice cream. Whatever I did, I did mostly nothing and just watched a camera. Actually, it was pointing at the door. It wasn't even pointing at anything, and I just sat here in the dark. Maybe there was a light on. I'm not that crazy. But what that all means is technically it works now. It works. And the only thing, I'm just very tempted to nudge the audio. So I'm gonna go. Oh, actually, that's weird. I changed it before, and now it's back to what it was. So now I have no idea. So I'm gonna go. I think this is what I had it on before, where it was synced beautifully. I can't remember. Oh, snaps. I'm gonna try 76. I'm gonna hit enter. I don't think enter works there, but close. Oh yeah, yeah. I know what it is. I just changed it there. Um, but yeah. So technically, maybe much more in sync now because this is the setting that I had it on when I tested it, and then it was not on what I had it on when I tested it. So it's either too far in the other direction, or it's right on now. I don't know. I might have went in the wrong direction. So we'll see what happens. It was 80 before, and now it's 76. What are you thinking, Pat? 78 or 82? 63? Oh wow. Okay, let's see what happens. We're this is just like Pat's stream. Sometimes you got to do some science. Sometimes you got to do some science. 63 terrifies me. Oh my god, that's so far. Oh my god, that's all the milliseconds. Also, doing things in milliseconds is crazy. But I think we have a fairly similar setup, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go 63. And I'm going to close this. And I don't know. Sound. The rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm is gonna get you over on this cam. Then back here. So anyway, we'll see how this feels in a minute. We'll just keep checking in with Pat with these numbers and see what happens. One of the things that I finally got around to doing was setting up the new merch store. So there's the bookstore. You can go there. No such thing as the new one, Mr. Cartoons. Wrong hand. MrCartoons.com/books to get the books, the comic strips that I make, the sexy dinosaur books, and at least a poetry book is still there. I knew that was. Oh, Patrick. Oh my God! Thank God you took out life insurance in that commercial. Where's my mouse? All right, I'm gonna go 70. I'm gonna go. You know what? Let's get gross. I'm gonna go 69. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um. So finally made a new shop. Did I move everything over from the old shop? I did not. I did not. Yes, anyway, I'll still modify some things and bring it over eventually, but the old shop still exists. So if you go to society6.com/no such thing as grownups, all the old stuff is still there with the old website. Always the wrong hand. And yeah, so I made the new one. I didn't get around to making a little commercial for it yet, which I wanted to, but I made a bunch of other things. And so yeah, but there's 3 new things in this shop that yeah, I think this should be close enough for now. One of these days, I'll actually just watch it on another device with headphones and then just sync it. But you know, I'd rather do the thing than mess with the thing. Either way, let's go to the flash camera. So this is one that I put in the store. Um, I can never pronounce this dinosaur's name. Par, par, Parasaurolophus. Can't pronounce it. Parasaurolophus. Damn it. But yeah, this one is a Parasaurolophus. Nope. No. Even when I read it, there's just way too many letters, and I can't read it. So that one's in there. It's on some mugs. It's on a bag. Mostly, it's about putting stuff on shirts. So I was very happy with this one. And this is from like an old drawing that it did. Redrew it again and divided into two things. So we'll go with the. Nope. This is what I didn't do yet. I was just doodling something, and I was thinking something along the lines of having, some men just want to watch the world burn underneath it, and then putting some tape over the men part and say cats, and I don't know, maybe have it like in quotes and then say like Alfred's cat. Parasaurolophus, almost. Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus. Damn it, can't even when I'm reading it. It is an impossible word to read. I defy anybody. So yeah, he's like just watching the world burn, but that one just seems like so negative, and he's so happy about it, And I just don't. But I am. That's like the thing that I like to do. Literally, I love to just sit by the window and just watch the chaos. I mean, you did a page about it. There's like a whole page in the first comic book that's just like me listening and watching the neighbors, and you're like, we gotta get out of here. These people are nuts. And I'm like, no, I'm still watching this season, and it's not on demand. I can't take it with me. I have to just, watch it here while it's on. So, that's a thing that, so it fits. It fits with, it's not out of the order there. Okay, calm down. I'll make it eventually. Parasaurolophus. It's the last Lophus. Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus. Damn it. The ducky sores. And anyway, that's some roughs. There's some variations. Then yeah, so then this one, for the sake of not having it taken down for copyright infringements, on the. So this one is called Green Plumber, and he's like some sort of green plumber man. I don't know. These things just come to me. Just inventing them out of the wind. Just seemed like a clever idea. I think his name is Lewis. And so yeah, so I've got the old Hot Luigi drawing from before. Souped him up a little bit, and I think it looks real nice. And the other one is of course Red Plumber, and that's that. So they're on some shirts, they're on some mugs. There's some slight variations, but animation teachers always worked on the films that we grew up on. I was so amazed that my teacher, who lives like just down the street actually, worked on the raccoons, and was just like, oh my god, I watched it all the time. Yeah, the only difference here is they're flipped, and I was gonna say Red Mario versus Green Mario. Red Mario has some chest hair and a trail that goes all the way down, and more of a wider pile of hair at the bottom, we'll call it. And Luigi's more cleaned up, because I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm gonna say because of Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. That's not his real name. John Leguizamo? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. John Leguizamo. So those are in the society6.com/Mr. Cartoons, just like up at the top of the screen there. So those are in there now. And and that's what I did. Aside from, of course, if you're not following on Instagram, that's where all the fun happens in between streams, and then I talk about it. One of the pieces of madness was this thing. Focus on it. Yeah. So that's a little cheesy. I should throw it out. It's been getting cheesy dust everywhere. But yeah, I did some little Instagram reels. Hey, it's me, the saddest president in the world. So sad. Oh, can I pop up? I'm the saddest president in the world. So that's something I did at lunchtime the other day. um, but yeah, it's a cheesy that I chopped in half, and then I took another piece of cheesy and stuck it on top to be his weird little swoop of hair, and then I just made some sad things, and I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my time? But that's something that I did with my time, and yeah, if you follow on Instagram, that's where I put those things. Ideally, this place would be Instagramming, live streaming, YouTubing, excuse me, and some Facebook adjacencies. Oh, that's pretty genius. Hairspray would work. I was gonna like coat him in glue, but I also just kind of want to let him die because, like, he's awful, and I really don't want to make a bunch of videos about him. But he's also such a monstrous character that you know some targets are just so high, so big, so just begging for it. I mean, that's his thing that he does. He begs for attention worse than me, worse than this jerk over here. I mean, if we go back far enough, like, not even exaggerating, when I first started doing the videos that are me and Milo interacting, the first good chunk of those were based around the fact that he basically used to be Donald Trump. He used to be some sort of wealthy industrialist. He had all kinds of money, and now he just lives with me, and he may or may not still be rich, but obviously not because he's spending my money. And I believe he admitted a few times that he was the one who inspired, the one who told Trump to be like, yeah, do all this stuff. Go for it. People are the worst. Who cares about them? You be you. Be the best you can be, even if it ruins everyone's lives. So we don't, we don't want any more about that maniac. Here, I mean, why would we do that? There's just no reason for it. But today I do want to do a comic strip about Mike Pence. It's also an idea that I figure, like, somebody's definitely done something like this already, but if they haven't, first, YouTube comment. And just like number 2, also first. Or, hey, did I lose this competition? Doesn't matter. Winner. And I'll just stand in the winner's circle until people force me to leave. I still haven't taken a drink of water despite getting some water. So, drawing. And I'll have to get a reference picture of Mike Pence, because who knows what he looks like. Today, as per usual, Powerade is my drink of choice. Fruit punch flavor. Powerade people. If you're out there and you want to ocean spray me a truck, that'd be awesome. Don't need a truck though, so $50,000 would also be great. Trucks cost $50,000, right? Actually, just for fun, just for S's and G's, I'm gonna try. Let's get Bruce Wayne on this. And I'm gonna try and draw a picture of Mike Pence right now without looking at a picture of Mike Pence, and see if it comes across as Mike Pence just by drawing something that's just kind of bland. Also, you know what's hilarious? Like, all this stuff, none of it's really hilarious. It's all terrifying and crazy because there's like, my two presidents, one is evil and one is less evil. He's kind of crazy and he's kind of good, but they're both presidents, even though they know they shouldn't be. And that's the theme song to America right now. Um, oh yeah, this is a comic also from the other day. If we wanna go through that real quick, while I try to form a mental picture of Mike Pence in my head to draw. So first panel. This also goes back. This is actually an inside joke between me and Amanda, my friend, who sometimes pops in here to watch. If you are there, hey Manders. Um, so a million years ago, there was this Korn album. Remember Korn? They put the R backwards, and it was awesome. And this one song, I can't even remember which song it was, but it would start by them like getting ready. So they're just like, chick, 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 chick. And then they're just like, wait, what? What are we doing? It's like on four, like four, 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 what? Four? And then they're just like, just and then they start the song. We would listen to that all the time for some reason. Just like there was 3 or 4 different CDs where just like, hey, put on our favorite CD, and we'd listen to that part all the time. I don't know. Animation school, you're stupid. So forever, whenever we'd see a 4, just a 4 in space somewhere, we would always just be like, 4, 4, 4, and it would just be like just this incredulousness at the number 4, and that was funny to us. So I did this where I'm just like, I can't remember what I thought about doing in this comic, but then old Jonathan Davies, I think is the guy from Korn. So I'm like dot 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 4. I just answered. This is like a continuation. We're James Bonding this particular panel. So I'm answering the question that Milo has clearly been asking. 4 question mark, and I'm like 4, and he's like 4, and I'm like 4, or he's like 4 as in for how many? And I'm like 4, and he's just like 4, and then I'm like 4, and then Milo's all like 4, and then I'm like 4, and then of course Milo's like, he called that lady Pocahontas while he was at his job, and being recorded on TV, and in writing 4, and then I'm like 4 years. Wow, at least they finally fired him for that kind of stuff. And then I'm of course like, no, but you'd think so. Political comedy. It's terrible. And then Milo's still just like, 4? How? For 4 years? Like, that's only just one of the racist things that he did every day, all day long. Just one of them. But it was like, no, 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 no. So, well, anyway, like I said, the hilarious thing in all of this is one dude. Let's call him D.Krang. D.Krang is all like, I am the emperor, and my technodrome is going to be the biggest. It's the best technodrome. It's got the biggest. It's got the most people in it, and they're all ready to kill any turtle that I point to and want destroyed. Black and White Milo. Is that a thing that you can press? Or is it because I uploaded a black and white version? Because I did a whole thing where I was going to do the black and white tiers, then you graduate to color tiers, and then whatever. But, you know, you need a lot more subscribers to add emotes. Meanwhile, today at work, I drew 20 Christmas emotes for a famous streamer. He's going to love them, and they were still pretty fun. But it's just like, oh my god, Christmas? And you get so many modes. I'm still on 2. Wah. Go over here soaking like a president. Wah. So yeah, D.Krang is all like, this is the fight of my life. I am the president. I will have this second term. You won't get me out of here without dragging me out. My minions, my believers, my crew, they all believe in me. And they're coming for you, brother. And, I mean, all around the world, everybody was like, yeah! You lost. We don't even care if that guy's not going to be the best, but we don't have to deal with you because you're just a psychopath who wants all the attention that I deserve. I'm over here working on grabbing attention. Hey, bro, attention isn't really anything that you need or need to have. It's just a thing that's out there, man. You just be. And have I mentioned surfing? Edward, if you mention surfing one more time, I swear to God, there's no way I'm ever going surfing. All right? And, anyway. That guy. Finally, yes, embrace your hatred. Smash that picture off the wall. There can be only one orange cat, and it is me. I am the la la la, and he is nothing. Highlander rules. Highlander rules. Smash him. Smash him. Emperor Palpatine. Alright, everybody calm down. Nobody's going anywhere. If anything, we just keep adding people, and Major Penguin is probably going to show up eventually. I don't know why he hasn't, other than I haven't redrawn him in the new style yet. So, yeah, exactly, Pat. My right hand, the one person who's, like, supposed to have my back in all of this. Like, you are the second in command to this crazy town jamboree. And Mike Pence is fully. That's what I saw. Today it was just like it doesn't even seem like. See you later, bro. Just that guy's going on vacation. What more, as a follower of the Orange Maniac, do you need? What more information than the one person who's like the most trusted to him, the most churchy McGee, that solidifies this guy's lies of just like, I read a Bible and I'm not crazy at all. Blah, blah, blah. I love Jesus. No, you don't. You don't love anything except yourself. All right? And if the fact that guy's like, yeah, you're in for the fight of your life, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Never in any games of Punch-Out have I ever been, you're all beaten and bruised between rounds and I almost said Mike Tyson, the champ. King Hippo is just like rah 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 rah, and the thing says the text comes around. It's just like, you're nothing. I will eat you. I will eat you, and I will destroy you. And I can't remember. Is the guy's name just Mac as well? No, that can't be it. Little Mac is the anyway, and the coach guy is never just gone. There's never just text that says, "Hey, Little Mac, I left on vacation. I'm not in your corner today. Good luck fighting this weird hippo monster, man. Go for the gut, I guess. I don't care. I'll be at a beach. That's better than whatever it is you're doing over here. Bye. I should have did this. Oh. So disappointed in myself. Let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. And that has been Mr. Kurt News Network News. Updates for today. Mike Pence is going on vacation while some other guy walls himself up and says, no, I'm taking the ball and I'm keeping it right here in the court and nobody else is going to play on this court. And if they do, I'm going to scratch at them like a little badger of some kind. Some sort of Wolverine. My office. My world. My people. Yes, most of them hate me. Yes, I don't get along with any of the people that are doing this thing. But I still want it. Back to the non-news. Oh, yeah, I saw that too. I think that was all on... It was either Colbert. I think I might have watched a real news thing. But yeah, he's just been ordering food and being sad. So they're like lighting rose-scented candles and whatnot to try and de-smell the place because he's just a mess. Anyway, let's draw some Mike Pence. And see what happens. Where's my drawing camera? See what happens. I didn't get around once again to making... I forgot that I already did the sound for the intro, but I didn't do the intro or put together a little short for the stop motion Foot Soldier and Jay Voorhees yet. But one of these days I eventually will, because I always end up just doing some other thing. The most prestigious building in the world. And now it smells like a turlet unfurled. No, that's not anything. Alright, Mike Pence. He's got that little short hair. Boop, 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 boop. And let's give him a little nose. I think this might work without even doing any Mike Pence uh, research over here. Yeah, that's why I'm taking this chance. Like, he's just so basic that if I look up a picture of him, it's gonna make it harder to draw him than just making something up. Oh wow. Okay. Another finding from my experiments is that because of all the hardware acceleration and several cameras and all this stuff, that my pen is really lagging occasionally. Occasionally. But I still made it through that drawing. Made it through that rough. Just can't get really sketchy without it drawing a few seconds behind what I do. But yeah, so I'm thinking I want to do a semi-animated strip today. So if the computer can hold up, I'll at least get the basics down for it. Ah, you say C Lab 2021. I know I've never actually seen that, but I think that the guy from C Lab 2021 looks a little like, I want to say, Race Bannon from Johnny Quest. They all kind of look a little similar. Hanna-Barbera only had a handful of character designs, and they just used them forever. Which, you know, I mean, who am I? Who am I to judge? Yeah, no, it's not like you've been trying to push this cat down everyone's throat for 15 or more years. At least 15 years, seriously. 14 years? Oh, wow. It's been a long time. Get it from there to here. But it's been a long time. Something else about the Enterprise. Star Trek. Space exploration. What were we talking about again? Is that acceptable bug? That's at the other store? So I shouldn't even talk about that anymore. Is that what we're talking about? Always on a different track. Definitely no idea what clutch cargo is. No idea whatsoever. Little Mike Pants making some dance. So weird to have this draw after the fact. Oh, I wonder if I close this file, will that speed it up a little bit? What's we got going on over here? Think there's anything else I can close. Close this. Yep, that's it. I think everything is, again, I cranked up the quality of the side camera over here, so nice and crisp. Hmm. You know what? Let's cheat. Let's do some cheating. I'm going to clean this up right away, and then I'm just going to reuse it and then change it after the fact instead of copying the rough, because I don't plan on changing a whole lot in this. Just adding some arms, um, changing facial expressions, and then animating the maggots. But I've said too much. I've said way too much. All right, here's my idea for this comic. I don't know why I always want to keep it a secret, but mostly because my pen is lagging. Um, wow, that is weird and slow. I'm not sure how far I'm going to make it into this, so I'm going to cheat it as best I can. And I'll tell you. Okay, that was insanely slow. That doesn't make any sense. So we'll just keep on trying. Do, 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 do. Better. So next week we'll try different settings again and see what happens. So anyway, I was thinking in this one, basically Miles gonna be like, "Hey, Mr. Ped," or probably just, "Hey, Bike. Quick question: Are you like a person, or are you one of those people that's actually made up of a thousand or of thousands of maggots, of little white maggots? Because you're so white." There you go. Still, I'll adjust the words later on. And and he's gonna be like, "What? No, I'm just a regular white person." And then we'll get a little closer, and I'll do a little bit of animation in one of the panels where you can just kind of see the movement, kind of like Million Ants. Yeah, excuse me, from Rick and Morty. And and then in one of the panels, a fly flies away to reference that thing with the fly that this is way too late to reference, but we're doing it anyway. And then yeah, Miles like, did a fly just hatch and fly away? And Mike Pence is like, no. But the animation will basically, I'll have it so it cycles, so flies will keep flying away from his body all the time. And that's the joke, that he's a maggot man made of maggots. Also, MAGA. That fits in there somehow. I'm clever. I don't know. So that's today's idea. So I fight with my pen. Fight with my pen. Oh, too far. Um, Camera. I'm saying it's kind of making some really nice lines. They're just not stopping when I want them to. Um, Sometimes they're just running normal, like nothing weird's happening at all. Oh yeah, so what's on my weird note list? Um, oh, cheesy puppet was on the list of things, so check, that's done. The other thing we must talk about, absolutely have to talk about. I don't even know why. I guess I I have to click on this. Like this is, when everybody was like Degrassi Junior High, they're doing more Degrassi Junior High, and everybody's losing. I was just like, no, no, Degrassi Junior High was stupid, and I hated it, and I don't care. And they made more, and that made a Drake, and I'm just like, what? What? Fine, fine. But then the other day, maybe 2 weeks ago, I saw a thing, and I'm just like, that's not real. That must be a Jimmy Fallon thing or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna let that float by and not let it latch on to any of my neurons. And then more time passed, and I'm like, oh, it's still there. It is again. I think it might be real, but it can't be real. But look at the world. It is definitely real. Nothing is new. This is real. I don't know. I don't. What? So, so I clicked on the trailer for a TV show that is starting, I don't know, next week, 2 weeks from now, and it's called Saved by the Bell. Remember, remember Saved by the Bell? We had a whole thing about measuring things in Zach Morris phones. Remember that? Space Goonies definitely re-referenced that since then, and that was probably years ago. I feel like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, all possible. So I thought it was gonna be all right. Like, yeah, you can do Saved by the Bell with the same cast again and do whatever some stories with them. It'll be insane. But if you do it right, if you do it insane, like the Brady Bunch movie is amazing. I can't remember the first or second one, but at least the first one is amazing. It's insane, but it's done in a way where it is just like we can all embrace this insanity and we all understand what's happening here, and it's hilarious. And it's, again, that's like 20 years ago, but it was amazing, but it shouldn't have been. And in this show, I'm like, I hit play and I was like, oh, of course, of course. Why did I think it was going to be about adults? Of course, it's not. But I think first shot is like a glimpse of Zach Morris or Slater, and Slater and Jesse, and I was just like, well, that's them for sure. This is weird. But maybe this will be cool. But then, of course, like right away, it's like, hey, I'm the new young Zach, like, and I'm the other new young person, like, and I'm cool. And I'm like, oh no, this is the Degrassi, the next generation, except Saved by the Bell. But Saved by the Bell was still wacky. That's what kept it going. It was dumb, but it was wacky. And Degrassi was serious and never funny. And when it was funny, it was dumb. So I'm still just like, I'm not. I have no. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not gonna watch this. But it looks like it's kind of taking that. I don't know what these fingers represent. It looks like it's taking the Brady Bunch type of venue route, where it's like, we're just gonna point out how insane all of this is. And Zach is there. I don't know what he does, but he seems to be a teacher. Or no, he's the dad of the Zach. And Jesse, I believe, is the principal or the school administrator, some sort of higher up person, district school board attorney. I don't know. And Slater's there. I assume he's a gym teacher. I don't know. I watched the show, and that's what I would expect. And Kelly is there. No sign of Lisa. Thank God there's no sign of Screech. And Mr. Belding is also a pervert now, so we don't need him in there. Yeah, in case nobody knew, Mr. Belding goes to colleges to, like, perform. Hey, hey, college girls. I used to be Mr. Belding. I'm quite disgusting now. Anyway, you've paid a lot of money. Now I'm going to hit on you for the rest of the night. And I'm not going to give up. I'm a creep now. so, uh, so for the most part, other than they seem to be looking at it through a hilarious lens, I don't care. Max, the magician, is still there. He oddly doesn't look like he's changed at all. He kind of looks like he's gotten younger. Don't know what's going on there. But the Mr. Belding-ish character, I think, is played by. This is the only reason I'm like, oh, if he's involved, like, oh, he's just the best. But he's always just in these shows that only last a season as this crazy character, and I can never remember his name, but he's in everything. He does voices for a lot of stuff. He was like my favorite character in Korra. I forget what he was though, some kind of announcer guy or something. Um, Cannot remember. There was a while I just knew his name, but anyway, he is the best. I'm gonna look up his name real quick. Should have clicked on the one that said cast, not just 2020. Um, all right. Peter Engel? No. John Michael Higgins. There we go. If you don't know who that is, he's the best. There was a show called like Good News with other names I can't remember. Um, but also a super awesome show. Horatio Sands was on it. It was just fantastic show. Uh, but he was like the crazy news anchor on that. I feel like maybe Jenna Maroney was the other news anchor. There was lots of awesome stuff in that show, but I might be melding two shows. But yeah, the Pitch Perfect guy. I never saw Pitch Perfect, but yeah, the Pitch Perfect guy. That's how everybody knows him. So anyway, that's a thing. That's a thing. And it made me think things and feel things and just be like, I don't even know, but I believe it's on Netflix anyway. So I'm just like, oh, I stopped paying for Netflix, so what do I care? He's in everything. He's in so many things. Always great when he shows up. Hmm. Yeah, let's leave his little shirt up. I don't know if any of that just showed up for you guys, but this lag is insane. So I'm gonna copy it. Oh yeah, it shows up. Gonna let it go, and it copied. There we go. The The odd thing about the Apple S or Control S. Oh, come on now. Fine. Apple C, Apple V. Is there was a time, probably like literally a year or two ago before I got this computer, um, when I would just keep working and it would get slower and slower, and I would just be terrified. I was like, well, I can't hit save because once it gets like this, it's gonna take like 5 minutes before it actually saves. So, so I'm not gonna hit save, and then it's just like I'm just digging myself into this deeper hole that's just getting slower and harder to get out of. Uh, and just dumb, just dumb. Um, all right, I do want to. Do this one for line weight. I should have made this line a little thinner. Too late. So bizarre. Really feels like I'm drawing with an Etch a Sketch control. Oh man. Nope. Hmm. I wonder. Make much of a difference, but we'll see. Hmm. And it does. I just lowered the quality slightly in Flash, and it worked. Nope, it worked for a second. So the other thing in my notes is insane. I mean, insane, insane. There's a half decent chance it's something that people have already seen before, but I was very blown away and surprised by it. Scrolling through Instagram, and this video is there. And lately, I've been like, nope, I'm not clicking on any more of these insane things. It's too insane. Everything's insane. And at this one, I was just like, morbid curiosity. I need to know what this lady is yelling. So I'm going to assume she was all methed out or full of pills or something. This is just not straight up, I'm this stupid and this is how I yell. She had to be a mess. She was, she just seemed messed up on something in some way, regardless. So there's like a car and then a lady holding a little like puppy, very young little dog, like a German Shepherdy pup, and and then the person filming. He seems to be a pretty big dude that if he wanted to could easily destroy this person, but he's just like that's not what he's there for. And she's just like pacing between him and his own car, yelling things, crazy things like "You're black, you're black, you're black. I'm not black. I'm white. You're black." And then the usual why don't you go to this place? Or you're from this place, you're this, and just saying, Jamaica, Africa, like just yelling crazy nonsense things. And then, the guy is just like, why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? Can I just get to my car? Like, I'm filming this, so I will be calling the police. Like, can you just let me get to my car? What's happening? And also just still kind of like laughing at her, but still also just being like concerned. Like, like what is even happening right now? And she just kept, lunging. She did a few like kicks towards his legs. Didn't really connect. Maybe a few little swipes, but mostly just like kind of cagey and holding a little puppy. Then after a little while, I can't remember. It was like a 4-minute video, I'm sure, or less. And yeah, 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 it is, and it did, and it blew my mind. It was like I didn't expect this in a million years. All of a sudden, she fully just like throws his puppy at the guy, and I can't remember exactly if it like hit him or it just kind of like landed at its feet, but it landed with a squeal. It was not happy, and then it was suddenly like a like a Trump to a Mike Pence. It was just like so scared suddenly, and just like it did obviously didn't trust anybody, just kind of cowered there. And the guy was like, "I'm gonna take this dog, I guess. Like this is crazy." And then I think she came over and grabbed the dog again, like, "Yeah, that's my dog." I'm just like, "Is that your dog?" And yeah, like I don't think it's very new. Like I think it is an old thing, but it's the first time I've ever seen it. And it's just like, oh man, like what 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 world is this? What world is this? And there's just, certain things that are just like, this is drawing so slowly. I can't even believe it. Someday we're going to do a stream where all the things, oh, there we go. Just work. Are you kidding me? That's been happening more and more lately. Hey, what'd you do? Select something? Cool. We'll just delete most everything else. Nope. Not even close to what I was going to do. Not even close. Alright, so there's our basic. Basic groundwork. Some different metals over here. This won't change very much. He'll just say no in the end. I honestly, I hope the guy kept the puppy. I genuinely can't remember. Or slash, they just called somebody to, and part of me is just like, to lock this woman up and beat her with a wet newspaper. But really, it's just like, somebody to help this person. Like she definitely needs help. She doesn't know what to believe in or how to think, and is messed up in some way, shape, or form, either, self induced or she just, either way, she needs help. And, I'm not watching this video going, oh my god, this is hilarious. Just like, oh no, there's two presidents. This lady's throwing dogs. Ah, something's got to give. Something's got to give. But I don't know. I think if somebody did throw a dog at me, my goal definitely would be to catch, especially a dog that small. Like, oh my god, I would have been just diving to catch that dog. Like, that's again the same deal. Like, if somebody threw a baby at me, like, whether this is your methed out crazy baby or not, whether it's covered in COVID and disease, I'm still going to catch it. Just like the lady who was like, hey, can you drive me to church? Like, it's COVID times. It's COVID times. No, but of course, get in. I'm not going to leave some old lady on the side of the road begging for a drive to church. And then she's still like, I guess you want me to wear this mask. Yeah, I do. I've already got mine on, and I'm in my own car. So, you're darn right, lady. You gotta wear a mask. Alright, I'm gonna make... You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? This gonna work, though. Save. What are you doing? Save as. Actually, let's call this Hence Comic. Save. I'm going to delete everything else. That often helps. But also, I'm going to animate this thing, so I need more frames. Need more frames. Okay, still some lag. Still some lag. But, fine. It's fine. Throwing the dog. Saved by the bell. Alright, that was that. Definitely something else. There was definitely something else I'm forgetting. Finish you guys. Need some shirts. I don't know. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. We want to go in new layer here. Let's make an effect. I'm just gonna make brush. All right, yeah. Next week, I'll try cranking the quality down on the cameras a little. Oh, this is a little guideline. F8. Graphic. Maggot. Make this a looping animation. So, I don't want to actually draw a little bunch of little maggots. I kind of do, though. All right. It's trial and error. Just trial and error, see what happens. That's that. Okay, now it's just totally not drawing things. Um, was Brian Dennehy the other guy in FX? There was FX, FX2, and FX the series. Oh, you've got a crime? Well, remember all those A-Team episodes where we just did special effects around bad guys and tricked them into divulging their secrets or showing us where the treasure or the kidnapped person was? That's our show. I can't remember if I actually really watched that show that much. All right, I can't animate normal. So we're going to once again cheat. So take this guy, make him a little movie clip. Yeah, movie clip. So that happened. This is insane. Um, put that for now. Then this symbol. Wriggle in and out. Yeah, I think the TV show was better than the movies. I know that was back in the days when like TBS was a thing. I think TBS is still a thing, but like I said, I just have Amazon. But when it was like, hey, have you guys been watching The Running Man every night for the past 2 weeks? Like, yeah, it's on TBS every night. FX or FX2 was also one of those movies that I at least watched for the same deal, like whatever animatronics they were putting together, or creature things, but usually the robotic stuff where it's like, oh yeah, I have to watch for this. When it really comes down to like, hey, we got a plan. It's like all you're really usually doing is setting up a net or like a tripwire, but using monsters and special effects and lasers. But still awesome. Maybe I did watch a bunch of the show and I just don't remember. I swear to God, it would work better with my mouse. Do some mouse animation. going to blur this a little. This frame. That out a bit. A little blur. Not at all what I was going. Visible again. All right. And we'll just put a bunch of these all over his face. That's the thing, like CSI and Law and Order kind of ruined I'll say the Knight Riders of television. Like so much of TV, like one of my favorite shows for the longest time was Lie to Me. My current favorite show is Would I Lie to You, the hilarious British panel show where people have to improvise either the truth or a lie and convince people the opposite. And Lie to Me was Tim Roth, basically being the Dr. House of I don't know, investigations. So they had a whole firm where they would bring like people in, and he would, um, get them to tell the truth, basically. And the kid like, oh, you're crazy, but he was training other people to do it. They acted like he was magic, but really he was just like, nah, I just good at reading people. I just read people, no big deal. And it was great. And the more you watched it, the more you were pretty sure, oh, I can do this now. I am also a human lie detector. I've watched an entire season of this show, and I mean, it's pretty easy. So, yeah. Yeah, I can tell if you're lying or not, and I can make you incept you with ideas super easy. I mean, maybe 2 seasons? I don't know how long it was on before it was canceled. Hmm. From a distance, it almost looks like what I'm going for, but it's too fast. Slow this down. Then theory. Get them wriggling all over the place. Karaoke song. The Law and Order theme? Everybody, it's my turn to do some karaoke. Everyone stand back. Ahem. Dun, 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 ba, down, 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 ba, down, down, down. That will be pretty fun. I'm going to do the theme from Batman. Dump dum dum dump dum dum dump dum dump and it just says doos on the screen. I've rotated whatever I just pasted. Oh. Speaking of, this was in my head several times, and it popped in again earlier today, and I was like, oh yeah, that thing. So, maybe a week ago at least, if not more, this song, it's been in my head forever, for 1,000 years. And not this song, but just this one part goes, I wanna be, it goes, I wanna be just like Harry Houdini. Oh, oh. But the other day or the other week, I decided, or I thought, wait a second. That's not a real song. It's definitely not a real song. Because it also sounds like, I wanna be, your own, no, something, whatever that is. Only one. It was like, it's definitely that song, and somewhere I transposed the words I want to be just like Harry Houdini, because it's definitely not a song. That's insane. But is it? Because it's been in my head for a long time, so maybe? So I went on YouTube and typed in I want to be just like Harry Houdini, and then this song, like a bunch of videos came up of just these people, and I'm like, I don't recognize these people. They're definitely not singing the song I'm thinking of. And then this song goes on forever. Like forever. And at first then they'll be singing like, I want to be just like Harry Houdini. And then a bunch of weird words, and I'm like, this is the worst song ever. This definitely isn't the song that I'm thinking of. And then halfway, like later, like the end of the song, there is the part where it just like it cuts to like the backup singers, because it's like two guys I think singing, and it sucks. It's just sucks. And then it goes to that part where it is just exactly I want to. I'm like, oh my god, like this is the only good part. This little 2.5 second chunk of this song is the only part that sounds good and is awesome. Like it's awesome. It's awesome. But oh my god, this is a dumb, dumb song. How did this ever become big enough to definitely not Bette Midler. But it's some band that I would never like this is to say that it's a dumb, not real name of a band, but it's like something you've probably heard of. They do definitely had other songs where I'm like, that's a real song I've heard of too. But it was like the whatever, the Stray Dogs Down the Road. Like that's a dumb band name. Like, So anyway, that was the thing that was in my head. And now it's in yours. I don't know. Sometime tomorrow, you won't be thinking about anything too hard or trying to think about something real hard. But alas, wedged deeply into your frontal lobe, bouncing off your cerebral cortexes, is I wanna be just like Harry Houdini. Oh, oh, yeah. And you'd be like, why? 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 And you're like, oh, I gotta get this out of there. So then you're all like, sometimes, Some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. They're taking down dealers of crack. They're out on the call. They're not very tall. They're just chipmunks fighting crime and retrieving diamonds. Whatever they can find. Looking at gadgets behind. Oh, they're also pervs. Oops. And wrong camera. For music news. Oops. Come on now. Oh, I know what I gotta do here. I gotta take some of these face parts. I gotta take all the face parts. I gotta put the maggots under. Under. Oh, so easy, so simple. So right now you can't see them wiggle, but if I hit, that won't work. Idiot. Idiot. Because they're a movie clip, they're not playing this the squiggly part of the animation so that I can have them blur out. The tide, that's what it is. The tide is high, but I'm moving on. And you're gonna be my number one. Number one. Just like Harry Houdini. Meow. Okay. Now what I want to do is just pollute his face with these things. I'm gonna go to this layer. Bloop. Loop these in here like crazy. Oh, come on now. Yeah. Find that now you can select the layer and you can just do a blur on the whole layer. So that's been helping me do effects. But yeah, as far as things where I'm like, I want it to ease in and do something, and then I end up. But it's fine because I export everything to movies anyway. But it's just in this instance. Oh, I know. If I just go Apple Enter, and then we'll see the squiggling. Well, you can't see it right now, but if I scale this up a bit, see if I can zoom in. Nope. But then if I go to this screen, you used to be able to zoom in on these. View, zoom in. The loop isn't perfect. I forgot to adjust for the whole thing. But now there's a little bit of jitter to them. A little bit of jitter. We'll go back. regular camera. Yeah, you can select just a layer now, and you can do all the effects to things on layers across the whole thing. There's some weirdness to it, but for the most part, it usually works. Usually. And better ones. Around. Definitely change. Few of these. That's the basic gist of that. I'll adjust it later on when everything is running smoothly. And then we'll make a little fly over here. Another layer. I'm gonna make a fly. Super simple. Make a little circle. F8, make that a symbol. Graphic, not a movie clip, so we can see it. Let me just add some wings. If you want, you can be the Bette Midler beneath these wings. Cannot get over how insane this lag is. Okay, that it's still happening. Oh, I know what I did. I finished working on a thing. I spelled it wrong. That's why I didn't notice it on the buttons. Am I ready for it? Oh no. Oh no, are you ready for it? Oh no. You better get, can you do my voice? There it is. Hey, hi. La la la. Okay, now I think you're ready. Press the other button and to see what happens. I know I'm ready. I'm scared, but I can't wait. So do it. Just do it. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, it's not a good idea. No, bro. Everything's a good idea as long as you have the idea and believe in yourself. Yeah, no. I don't. I don't believe in myself. Plus, this camera. Let's press the button. Press the button and see what happens. Right? What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen?
Oh, I don't think it used me putting birds on Mike Buzz's face. He's a very good guy. I'm not leaving here. I'm boarded up here with all my garbage and my burger wrappers, and these boards are very strong. The strongest boards anyone could ever have. And my numbers are so high, and I will never leave.
So you're just gonna be boarded up over there? Just gonna hunker down? Cover yourself in garbage? I don't even know if I want to.
I'm always here, fighting for what is right, and I think that I am the right, with the right information, and all of the drugs that are the most expensive. I'll go on a helicopter, and I'll come for you, and I'll come for everyone, because I am in charge of both countries that I can see.
No, no thanks. No thanks. So yeah. Forgot that I meant to have a good fight with that guy about how crazy he is. But, come on. This drawing lag is really, sucking a lot of my focus. A lot of my focus. Hey, is that guy any relation to me and my universe? Or am I separate here completely, all together, and I do not have to answer to that guy? Because in my world, that guy was never a thing. I just had a dude in a metal hat, and maybe a giant turtle and a wolf thing. But beyond that, I was my own boss, like I am now. This voice is still just your voice. And I'm still talking.
Everyone works for me. I'm not here until I fire you. I'm firing everybody. Because I am the best. I don't need anybody. I put on my own tie, and I tie it with my own hands and my own tentacles. My legs are weird and all. And I have all the cheeseburgers that people make me food if I ask for it. Who do you think you are? What do you have?
What do you guys do with your time? Oh man. That's what I do with my time, and I make weird signs. Sometimes I put him in costumes and talk at him, give him a mustache and whatnot. Did those new people already take off? I get so many more follow all week long. I get followers. I keep getting notifications like so and so is now following you. Like, why? I don't have new views on anything. does does need some stink flies for sure. And go here. Little fly, and I'm gonna add a classic motion guide with a with a classic motion guide. You can make yourself a little line, a little path for something to fly or move along. This is gonna start from his hair. Oh, let's do a color that can be seen. No. Hey, said select a color that can be seen. And there. And F6. Move him out here. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. All right, we're going to have to move it to here. Whoa. The end credits button is dangerously close to the draw. Right tween. Now, whoa, the fly just flies along that line and disappears. Oh my god, this lag. Making me insane. Oh. Alright, if I do it with the mouse. Yeah, I think it's just my tablet. Just trying to run everything through my tablet as well. So, too many different graphics things trying to do graphics. Said F5, not F6. And we're going to move this over here. And let's do it again. Another fly. And put him popping right out of his face. Nope, wrong. Guide. Nope. Drag it up. Turn it into a motion guide. Draw a little line. Oop. And we can just hide these motion guides. I'll adjust the stuff later so it plays better, fits better. It's just going to play super slow here because we're just playing it from Flash itself. But yeah, I'll put the whole fly section into a mask. Or you know what I'll do? Just do it the simple way. You don't have to make masks. You don't have to use fancy lingo, guys. Sometimes the old way, simple way is the best way. We just put an overlapping blob of color on it. There. All the secrets are hidden behind that white blob I just made. So I can just... I gotta unhide my white blob. Move this fly out here. Other fly. Take his line. Make sure he ends out here. Close enough. Still a red line. And that's basically that. Aside from some word bubbles. Wasn't paying too much attention to the time. How close I can get in here. I'll fix up some of the things, and the real version will be on Instagram. You just straight up put up some black lines on those maggots. I don't know. Me. But other than that, that's about it for this week. Those are. Oh, this is weird. Oh, unbelievable. Those are all the characters I think I've got floating around for this week. All the news that I can think of that I care to talk about. Trump Trump said that the more people that die from COVID, the more money doctors make. They get like a bonus. You know this, right? That's how he said it. You know this. This is a common fact that I know about because I'm not crazy. But every time somebody dies of COVID, they make more money. So, really? So it's real then? So is it real then? What are you talking about? Is it over? Or is it real? Or are doctors making money on dead people? What are you talking about? But anyway, it's super weird that out of all the things that I've watched and listened to and read, I'm still just like, I don't really understand what's going on here. I know that I already, last election or election before, it was like, oh, this is how the Electoral College works. This should be illegal. This should be 100% illegal. And And then last week just went on forever to a point where it was just like I'm just getting angry now that none of this it makes sense. Like, what are you guys even doing? What? Mitch McConnell was clearly brutally beaten up by somebody, probably in his family, and he does not want to talk about it. What is this? And I'm also probably confusing Mitch McConnell with the guy whose name I'm actually thinking of, but there's like two different guys, and I'm like, you're the same to me. You both seem like you should be playing Colonel Sanders at an animatronic Colonel Sanders reenactment show. But he had like wounds like on his face and stuff too, so I don't know. It's also a very mafia esque thing to do. Fight Club. Somebody Fight Clubbed his hands. That's what I think. But again, just so many of these people that are like, this is your thing. Your thing is politics. Especially after watching Parks and Rec for so long. Like, this is, yeah, you guys are a bunch of little Leslie Nopes over here. Some are darker, some are lighter in terms of evil and good. And the dark side of the political lovers, you're still supposed to be obsessed with the rules and using the loopholes and whatever. But not like this. Like not like this. This is insane. You know, there's it's like it's kind of like everybody I think everybody's basically against SeaWorld now, how it's like, oh yeah, when you look at overhead shots of a whale in a pool, it looks like a whale in a pool. And it's the most sad, disturbing thing you can go to sleep with that night. But so many like, weathered, accomplished, um, I want to say, biological engineers. No, oceanic medical scientists. What? Marine biologists. There we go. George Costanzas. Uh, so many like marine biologists and stuff that are or at least used to be like, no, it's great. Like this is actually what they need. Like this is the only way to like really have a great life as a whale. Like I don't think so. I don't think so. I watched some documentaries and turns out that's a sad dorsal fin. That's the happy ones are super cool. That's sad. But it's like somebody who is, oh, I love dolphins and I love whales so much. Like, oh, so your favorite thing must be knowing that they're out in the wild with a bajillion acres of sea to, traverse 20,000 leagues to roam around him. And just being like, what? No, I'm in charge of the whales. I'm the marine biologist. They should be in this pool where I can pet them. And I watch them slowly die and kill each other when they're just like, this is effed. I'm going to kill you and maybe they'll let me go. I don't know. That's what Republicans are like to me right now. We're just you're not even on your own side. Like not having faith in your own drawings or your own stream, but you're still doing it. No, I like this. This is the thing that I do. I've trained for this. I've practiced for this. I've spent my whole day doing this as a job, and I'm still like, oh, can't wait for 8:30 so I can kind of do it again. Except, just for me, and then collateral damage is other people might enjoy this stuff as well. But these are the things that I make. This is what I do. And if somebody came in and was like, oh, actually you're gonna do your stream like this now, like, oh, guess what, I'm not gonna do my stream anymore then, or I switch over to something else. That's what I do. Once something gets ruined, once something gets sullied by the world, like Facebook used to be fun and now it's not fun anymore. Oh, that's the strong lady thing. Uh, I want to say we can do it, lady. Which is not actually that lady, but she was repurposed into this lady later on. I was watching some QI over the weekend as well. Rosie the Riveter. There we go. That's what her name is. It's not Rosie the Riveter. That was a whole separate character that was anti what this one is, even though it's still technically the same character, but, taking it back, make it mean something for the future. Which ideally is what everybody should be striving towards now. Again, we'll wrap up here in about 2 seconds. The other favorite thing from last week was, let's go to the news for this. Also in the news this week, not really news, but a while ago when Greta Thunberg, damn it, should have reread that name so I know how to say it. But you know who I'm talking about. Greta, the girl who's trying to save the world. When she was like trying to save the world, and Donald Trump, a 9,000-year-old dirtbag, was like, let me get on Twitter and attack a young girl who's trying to have ideals and striving for a better world, a better life for everybody, not just being a selfish little turd. And he was like, oh, Greta should chill out with her friends and go see a movie. She is too stressed out and, this is too much responsibility for her. And the other day, she just took his exact tweet and just sent it back to him like, oh, Mr. Trump, he should really chill out and go see a movie with his friends. He seems to be a big old piece of shit. She didn't say that. That's my version, but it's very hard not to write that every day. I've already made a few, like I usually leave in my stories, but just really mean, dumb, irritating things when I'm just like, I'm too angry at all of this madness. I need to make a weird little meme and post it so that I can sleep at night knowing that I at least yelled something into the void in some way, shape, or form. The other thing that I yelled into the void was at Walmart, Canada. This is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll get out of here. I went to Walmart, I went around to the mall and this and that. I was like, I had an idea for what I wanted to get my brother for his birthday, and an even better idea for Christmas, but I got to work on that. So I'm like, all right, this will be for his birthday because I'll just buy it and send it. And the other thing, I gotta put some effort into. So, within my travels, I went to Walmart and went to the display area where the revived He-Man, Master of the Universe action figures should be, but they're gone. There was clearly only like a handful, and they were probably like wiped out day one, and this is, weeks later. But I went and checked a few times, and they're just gone. They're just gone. They're just gone, and they're not coming back. They're definitely not coming back. But this time, for some reason, when I walked by, there was an added thing. So there's like, no He-Man figures. And I'm like, I don't even care which one. I just want one of these new versions of the old characters with joints. Excuse me. Multiple points of articulation. Ah, the dream. Just like, I just want to give little Curtis from my past Hey, Milo's not in this news thing. Milo, where'd you go? Nope. Oh, there's. You should be there. Boop, there you were. Hey, buddy. That was awkward. Um, but uh, but yeah, and I'm just like, they're like four. It was this year. There's like they're $14. Like that's so reasonable. I am very much willing to pay $14 for one to a handful of these figures. But they're only available at Walmart. They're Walmart exclusive, as near as I can tell. And I'm only got the one Walmart, and I don't leave town anymore. So I go online. These no, I'm onlining wrong. I'm doing something wrong again. Just like the post office. How am I so wrong at looking at crazy? This is crazy. I'm just like, no, I'm this is crazy. And then so yeah, so this weekend or whenever it was, same deal. I was like, ah, they're still not here, but if only I could get them online. But they this time they had like a poster, like a you know, I mean, a sign, but whatever. It was like sticking out from the aisle, like specifically like, hey, hey, if we don't have what you we don't want to have, if we don't have what you want here in the toy aisle, why not go to walmart.ca/toys? We've got all the same toys there. You can just order them from the website, have them delivered to the store or to your home. Why not? And specifically on this picture was He-Man in all of his glory and furry underwear with his sword and elbows that work. And I'm just like, this is this is this a threat? Are you baiting me right now, Walmart? Am I gonna get angry, or am I gonna go to this website and it's gonna be the same price? Because last time I went, it was $79 for your $14 figure. And I went, and Walmart still said $79. And I look at the thing, it says 14 here, 79 plus 14.98 for shipping. I'm not even doing the math on that. All right? But that's like $90 plus tax, I'm sure. It's like $114, let's say, in the end. And 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 it is like I can see they're like, oh, five left, four left. Like now there's only one left because like Tila is still like 59, $49, and I'm like, that's almost reasonable compared to $80. No, it's not, but it's because there's still some left. So I went to Twitter and I'm like, you know what? Everybody's yelling at everybody on Twitter right now. I'm joining in, except I'm not going to yell at the president. I did that earlier when he was like, I won, I got the most votes. I replied, oh, I also won and got the most votes. I'm as great as I actually got even more. I got the best votes. And I put it in quotes and said that it was from my imaginary cat. And, directed it at real Donald Trump just because I'm just like, I gotta yell into this void. So at Walmart, I was like, I still got more yells to go into the void. So I go at Walmart Canada. Hey, here's a picture of the store price. Here's a picture of the website. Why is this $79 plus the $14 shipping? What's going on here? Post. And then I replied to my own thing like 10 minutes later because I was still in Walmart. And I'm just like, hey, no, but seriously, I genuinely want to know because your store seems to be acting like eBay. Can you do that? Why is it you're raising the prices as it gets less? And then the next day they wrote back and I was like, oh yeah, I already forgot how angry I was about this. Don't even really care anymore. But ideally, you should be like, hey, sorry, yeah, we're being real monsters. Here's a case of He-Man figures. Did you ride a skateboard to some Fleetwood Mac? No? Then you get nothing for free. Fine, I'll get a skateboard. I'll Fleetwood Mac around. If that's how I got a Fleetwood Macarena myself into some He-Man figures. I don't even need any. I don't need anything. I don't need anything. I'm just mad at the fact that this is a thing. Their response was, oh, that's from a third-party seller, so their price is whatever it is, and then they just sell it through our website. And I'm guessing the end of that sentence that I couldn't read was because we have no integrity and we don't care about consistency across the board. Sorry you missed out, and we put a big ad for you to just go buy this online, but you're stupid and we're rich. See you never, baby. See you never. Robot, I assume. And I'm just like, I literally just wrote back, and I'm not even Ocean Spray guy. Every second video seems to be a commercial. He's just like going into restaurants and stuff, and just like he's constantly just clearly going with free stuff. And it is mostly that where it's just like, was this guy something before the skateboarding? That's not a thing. But I don't know. I started making some reels as well, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Way more people watch reels than look at still Instagrams, and then mostly it's because of the music, I think, and the algorithm that goes along with popular music. So I'm like, all right, fine, let's do some of those. So it's not the guy, it's the system around the guy that's just like, hey, doing this for 10 to 15 to 20 years over here. Like, just a few minutes? Cool. Seems to be good at skateboarding, though. Again, same reason I love Tony Hawk is the same reason I have to appreciate that guy. But it is just a good reference that is, hey, hold on one second. Oh, Power Raw Day with your B vitamins. Love you so much. So much. That's just me saying stuff. That's just me saying stuff. We're still on the news camera. That is offensive. So yeah, so I yelled at a conglomerate. Had a weird weekend. Had a super weird weekend. I almost just started talking about it. But anyway, a relative passed away, and she's just like the nicest lady in the world, having a rough time, and especially with like COVID going on, there's only so much that can be done. And basically my mom had a big long conversation of just like talking about this lady and what they're going through, and she's like, that's rough, that's the worst. And I'm like, hopefully, it doesn't get worse and it gets better, and the things and the waiting lists and blah 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 and everything's gonna be great. And then the next day, hey, yeah, no, gone. I see. I should take that as a sign, as live every day and make the things and do the things. Don't just lay around on the couch watching Parks and Rec all day feeling sad. But instead, I laid on the couch all day watching Parks and Rec feeling sad. But anyway, it's a thing that happens. It wasn't COVID related or anything. It was, long, painful sequence of life. But, again, mostly thinking of that thing of like, this is such a bizarre time when this maniac is walling himself up and just being like, it's not even a real thing. You gotta let it control your life, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, Christmas is coming and I'm probably not gonna visit my grandma. And like, this happened and they're old, so half of their family, their friends can't be like, well, let's just go visit you and make you feel better. Like, no, he's old. And we can't. Everyone's carrying around the old people killing disease. So, again, just that compounded on top of, can you guys just make a decision? I forgot earlier, I drifted on talking about shows. But yeah, trying to understand how the election stuff works, and then watched Richard Osman, a British game show fact checker guy on a British show, go, oh, it's like this, and he just kind of explained what's happening. I was like, this is the first time I actually explained it. And he also basically added, like, it's this stupid and they're being this stupid about it and this is insane, but this is how it's set up. America's insane. Anyway, that's just what happens. I accidentally pressed a button there that should have turned things off. But anyway, I took most of the day off yesterday from work because I was just like, I feel insane. I've been kind of just, thinking about this way more than I should, so I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. And then I did, and that was exactly what I needed, and I feel a lot better about the world today, even though I just spent the past 2 hours yelling about the world today. Ripley? Oh, that's what I did. I made all the buttons go smaller by accidentally touching a thing. Ripples? Change the subject for a quick second.
Meow, 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 meow.
Exactly. Books are for sale. Christmas is coming. If you're new, follow Instagram. That's where all the updates are. There's also a Facebook and all of those things, but mostly go buy those books. Go buy those shirts. Um, that was the most of the thing as well. Is like there's a eulogy post. That's not the right word. But the other word for eulogy that goes in obituary. So that's there, and again, people posting things. I'm just like, I can't write anything. Every time I do in these situations, be it a wedding or a death, when I open my mouth, people are like, you probably shouldn't have said anything. What is wrong with you? And the answer is, remember my dad? Remember that guy? Remember how that's the thing that everyone had to do was, hey, Ernie, you shouldn't have said that or did that. And he's like, that's who I am, though. That's what I say. I meant it, and I didn't mean anything mean by it. So I didn't this time because like the last whatever it was relative, I wrote a thing and it was like always like the first line or two is insane, and then it's not till you get to the end that people just skim through anyway, where it's just like, oh, this is real heartfelt, and nice, but it took you too long to get there because my first thought is like, oh, this is super sad. You can't start with this is super sad, like, but that's my first thought is this is super sad, and let me get into the poetry and the sadness of it beyond that. But my initial thought is like, just don't write anything. Just don't write anything. Just be one of those humans that just is sad about a thing you don't need to, and it's still like, I'll just put some of the heart hugging emoticons and some sad emoticons, and beyond that I'm like, no, 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 no. I'll mention it on this thing, and then I'm like, no, I'm not going to mention this on thing on the stream because then I'm going to drift over to this, and then it will end up being a crying stream. But we made it to the end, and no tears, baby shampoo all the way. And I said all the things. I said all the things. Don't forget to follow Pat Prue 101 and watch his stream and watch him have fun going into space and shooting his gun. And either my heat trying to kick back in or somebody climbing up the side of the building. This room has been 1,000 degrees all day. I finally shut off the valves to that heater there because even though I turned the heat off yesterday, this one heater decided, oh, no, guess what? You've never even seen or felt how much heat can come out of this giant cast iron thing, but I could probably boil some fish on top of that. Do people boil fish? I don't eat fish. Fish is terrible. The other great news thing, we'll talk about it next week when I read up on it, but the Micmac people have bought the shares of the fishing people that were coming down on them, so now they're like in charge. And that's great. That's great, I think. I'll get better news next week. But from the stuff that I read, it looked like, wow, my post about Canada being too racist is kind of, I mean, it's still true because the people, there's going to be some real racist, angry white people about this, but it's like, some power for some people who aren't white, who deserve the power to do just good times. Good times. But anyway, next week we'll do some more Nova Scotian news. I'm sure something else crazy will happen. Has it been? I talked about the bag of sticky meat, right? Was that last? Yes, I did. I remember avocado shakes going, what? I didn't even know people were... So, we already did that. Okay. CTK! I'm wrapping up the night, but wait a little bit and you can watch it from the beginning on your YouTube. Hope you had a good night at work, I assume. You worked all the time and have so many jobs. But good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. See you next Tuesday, of course. And if I can ever get my schlitz together, we'll play some more video games and experiment with games that I've never played before and I don't even know how to hold the controllers. So that's going to be interesting, and I'm nervous to do it, but I want to, so we will. But yeah, everybody have a good night. Get some sleep and or enjoy watching the stream over and over again, like I do. Ripley, sweetest angel. Hey, make that guy press the button to play the credits. Didn't change the link there. Ugh, so many places. Every Tuesday, we'll do a stream. Do my best not to be too mean. Hey! Batman on location.